Alright, it's a nice day. Went out for a quick ride on the V4 SP2. Heading back, let's turn the camera on and have some fun. Famous last words. Let's be safe, first and foremost. Switch it off to race mode. It's a nice twisty canyon ride. Hopefully not too many cars on the way back. Get out of the way, buddy. That could have been interesting. Catch up to somebody. It's okay. Oh, very nice of him. Thank you, buddy. That was nice of him. Let us pass. Man, you guys can't tell, but it smells like skunk pretty bad over here. Ew, that's disgusting. That's this guy. This is a very fun road. Very popular on the weekend, as you can imagine. Bikes and cars. Actually, not too much traffic today. Surprisingly, on the way here, I was actually lucky there was nobody on the road. Few cars on the way back. We'll make quick work of them. Back down the hill. Not sure why this guy's going extra slow. Traffic in front of them, but it's alright. Give them the benefit of the doubt. We're not in a rush, we're enjoying our Sunday. Lots of bikes. Coming up on a very popular bikers gathering bar, Cook's Corner. There's always a ton of bikes here. It's mainly Harley Davidsons and stuff, but every once in a while you'll see some sports bikes. Don't really see anything today. We'll go this way. Yeah, mainly Harley Davidsons. Of the old road. I know they redid a bunch of the new roads. Very nice and smooth. Oh, we got some cops. Good thing we got a warning. Seems like there's police ahead of us. We'll take it easy. Are they hiding? Let's see if we can spot them. Back to normal mode since there's police ahead of us somewhere. No point of being in race mode. Where could they be? Usually see them pretty often at the very end of the road, but it's possible that they might be hiding somewhere else this time. So we're not going to take any chances. Surprisingly, nowhere else is giving us warning, so maybe they've left. Nonetheless, we get to enjoy the open road, California style. Mid-December, nice and sunny, not too hot, not too cold. Can beat this weather. actually have this empty of a road here on the weekend. usually every once in a while on a holiday when everybody's spending time with their family, if you come out here it's empty, but I'm actually pretty shocked to see it this empty today. As you see, you get some traffic going the other way. But we're pretty lucky that there's nobody in our direction. Gotta love it. It's insane how much fun this bike is. V4 SP2 916 Anniversario, one of 500 made for the world. Great choice in my opinion that I got this bike. Pretty much as of now, the last of the single-sided swing arm. The new Panigale is already out. Very different direction that the Ducati went in, you know, with the double-sided swing arm. I actually went to check it out a few days ago. Local dealership Ducati of Newport Beach got the first one, so I went to check it out. To be honest, I do like this more aesthetics, just based on looks compared to the new one. I find this one to be more, not to say pure Ducati, but I don't know, more of the old Ducati looks with the single-sided swing arm. If you guys recall back in the day, 2003, after the 998, the 99R, 99S, 99R, 99 regular came out, was the first bike to have not the first bike, but was a departure from the single-sided swing arm for such a long time. 999 was the first one with the double-sided swing arm, and initially people absolutely hated it. It was that, it was a different lights on the front with the two lights staggered top and bottom versus the side to side, and people absolutely hated the 999 at that time. Since then, that bike has actually grown on a lot of people. It's become very popular. It's appreciated in price initially when it was released. After that, they plummeted in price. You could get a very nice 99, 99S for super cheap. 99Rs were even cheap too. Nowadays, if you're trying to find a 999R, you're not paying anything less than 15 grand for a low miles. The special editions, the Fila, the Xerox, those bikes are now 20, 25, 30 grand depending on miles. They're becoming very collectible. So, and that bike actually, I don't know if it's up to date, but at some point recently, up until when the new Panigale was the most winningest bikes in the World Superbike, they were completely destroying the competition with that bike. It's a very fun bike to ride. It's a little bit different because it's slower and it's longer. I actually do have still a 2005 999R. Maybe we'll do a comparison soon, that bike compared to this one. Very fun bike to ride. It's a different ride. It is a very planted bike when it comes to it. It feels longer and lower, so on the turns it's very planted, very smooth bike, but it's different. You know, I've always liked it. I have this, I think this is the one that I have right now. It's my 8 999R. So it's a very fun bike. I love them. So yeah, maybe we'll do a comparison with it compared to this bike. But to say basically what Ducati is doing now is they're going back to the double-sided swing arm for a couple of reasons. It's technically lighter compared to the single-sided swing arm because you don't need that much metal essentially. Let me get through these cars. It's lighter. Obviously, they got the big hole on the side, which gets rid of quite a bit of weight. That was one of the things that I wanted to check out when I went to the Ducati dealership just to see the bike. It feels pretty light, the swing arm that is, very hollow on the side. Still not sure if that swing arm actually going to translate to the to the next generation Panigale V4R. There's rumors that maybe they'll do something else for that bike, but who knows. Obviously the new bike, performance wise, it's going to be much better than this one, simply because the electronics on the new bike has elevated to another level. One of the key features, one of the new features that the new bike has is in the turns, the bike applies the rear brake depending on what setting you have and how aggressive you're going into the turn, which is pretty cool for it. Essentially the bike can see your lane angle, how much you're pushing, the traction control, and it applies the rear brake for you on the turn, which is pretty awesome. Can't wait to try one of those bikes, maybe get one of them further down the line. One of the first special edition is the Tricolore that's coming out right now. That bike is going to have the carbon wheels and also the upgraded race World Superbike Brembo package brakes, essentially. So it's going to be directly coming down from World Superbike. The brakes that they use now, they're coming down to the road pushing bikes, which is going to be pretty cool. One thing that I don't like, obviously, is that prices are going up higher. If you compare this generation Panigale V4S, that bike was about $27,000. New generation is going up to about $34,000, which is quite a bit more expensive. And with the new Tricolore, I think it's going up to about 50 grand. That's because obviously the carbon brakes, the carbon wheels, and the World Superbike race brake package on it. That's pretty expensive nowadays. I mean, $50,000 for a bike, it's getting up there. Obviously not everybody can afford it. That particular bike, it's a limited of 1,000 made. Looks pretty awesome. Essentially it's Tricolore and it's two different colors. On one side you have white and green, the other side you have white and red. Pictures, videos actually look pretty awesome. So, but if you ask me, I really lucked out with getting this bike because it's, like I said, it's the 30th year celebration of the 916 originally from 1994, 1995 when it was recently released. Basically pays homage to that bike. Only 500 made. You got carbon wheels. You got great graphics, in my opinion. I love the 916 signs on the side, and the fact that it's only 500 made. Sort of kind of like a Tricolore. You have the white, the green, the red again represented on this bike. I got this bike for myself to ride it. It's not really investment or to flip bike, but who knows? I think it's going to keep its value. Overall, this bike was priced at $44,000 and change MSRP. As you guys know, this one has the optional Aquapovic race exhaust, race ECU, which was pretty expensive. It's about $10,000-$12,000 upgrade, including you had to change the belly pan, a few other carbon bits it's got on it, the rear carbon tail, the carbon side cover on the swing arm, and what else? That was initially added. It came with the carbon air ducts on the front for the brakes. It's got the Rizomo bike cover, and what else? I think there was a few other bits that came with it. Sounds absolutely amazing. Every time you get on the throttle, the sound is just music to your ears. It still has the baffles in it, which keeps it a little bit quieter. Also, it's not obnoxiously loud. One reason is because now with this race exhaust, the two pipes essentially are coming out underneath, under the tail, so when you're riding, most of the sound is behind you. it's not too loud, not too obnoxious. At the same time, you can still hear it, and obviously cars can hear you. Helps with safety, in my opinion. Also, this one has the dry clutch, opted out with the open clutch cover. That was fun. Little quick acceleration, third gear. Currently 800 miles. We can basically rev it up higher now. It has gone for the first 600 mile service. Essentially, they say keep it under 9,000 RPMs. So that's done. Hinges properly broken in. We can have some fun now. The brakes are absolutely amazing. I mean, the stopping power is insane. Quick shifter is so smooth. This, I don't know how quickly obviously it shifts, but you're not missing anything. It's unnoticeable drop in power or torque or anything like that. The curve level was so smooth. And with the current configuration, race exhaust, race ECU, the bike is at about 225 horsepower, somewhere around there. I love it. Every time I ride this bike, it puts a smile on my face. Instant adrenaline rush, best way to describe it. Officially 800 miles on the clock. Proves that this is not a garage queen. Bought it to ride it and enjoy it. Looking forward to putting a lot more miles to it. I was thinking about any potential other customization to the bike, but to be honest, I mean, it doesn't really need anything in my opinion. I think everything else that you could probably do to this bike is more aesthetics, which to me, I really don't care about things like that. One thing that I did is I changed the mirrors from the original bulky ones to the Rizoma ones. These are very slick. I think they call it like the blade mirrors or whatever. You can fold them. It looks like essentially like one of the wings in the front. And obviously, if you want to use them, you just flip them. Really cool mirrors. But in my opinion, if it doesn't make you go faster or stop faster, you really don't need it. One interesting note, as I mentioned, the bike actually just got its first service recently. When I picked it up, the service guy was like, alright, I'll see you next time at 7,500 miles, which was shocking to me. That first service is at 600. That's pretty normal. Obviously, they want to make sure everything is broken in properly. There's no metal bits, anything like that when they changed the oil. But the fact that the next service is pretty much 7,000 miles after that, I was like, holy shit, really? With such a high performance engine? I mean, it just tells you how advanced technology is nowadays. They said obviously if I want to, for me to feel comfortable, they can do an oil change kind of halfway through at 4,000 miles, which I think I'll do just to be on the safe side. The fact that this bike has a dry clutch, that's probably most likely going to go out somewhere. You have to replace it like around 5,000 miles. Obviously the dry clutch doesn't last as long as the normal clutch, which totally fine. When I was getting the bike, completely expected that. But the sound that it makes, take a listen to that. Pull the clutch, you guys can hear it. It was funny, couple of months ago I was pulling into a dealership and there was a guy shopping in for a new Ducati, and he heard the bike. He was like, holy shit, what's wrong with your bike? It doesn't sound right. Started laughing because, you know, it was his essentially first time shopping for Ducati and he hadn't heard the dry clutch, and in his mind initially was like, oh, this is something wrong with this bike. But when I explained to him, he was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. Acceleration is absolutely mind-boggling. We're not even in race mode. It's not really set up in an aggressive mode, and it's still absolutely insane. The more and more I ride it, the more and more I feel comfortable with it, which obviously you get used to the bike. You get to not necessarily push it more, but you just feel more comfortable on the bike. The more you fall in love with it, oh, what's this guy doing? Definitely should not be there, buddy. Sunday fun day, bike ride day. Almost back. Looks like the neighbors are back too. Usually go riding with him. He's got a V4S as well. Missed out this time on a nice ride. All right, that wraps it up. Cool looking exhaust, carbon wheels, open clutch, V4S SP2 30th anniversary 916. Peace out. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks guys for watching and following the channel. Make sure to hit that like button. See you soon.